Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily's Excellent Epics, and today I have for you my January TBR. Now, okay, that's wild to be thinking that I'm doing a January TBR. Where did 2025 go? But here we are. I'm going to do something a little bit differently with my TBR. So, one thing I like to do is I love to participate in readathons. However, I also love to participate in year-long reading challenges. And the hard thing about doing read-alongs or readathons and year-long reading challenges is sometimes the prompts will work for both, sometimes they don't. And we are halfway through the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, or HRCYED 2.0. That is a reading challenge that I've been doing. Stephanie, her channel is QWERTY. She's the one who has put that together. Also, I need to make a side note. It has been rainy. I live off a busy street. It's also really warm. It's like 60 something today. So I have my window open, so I apologize if you can hear any of that noise. But we're like halfway through the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. And I have not made as much, I've made good progress, but I feel like I could have made better progress. And I really need to buckle down and work hard at fitting the prompts and getting the books read for the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do if I want to complete it. So that being said, I'm going to be really careful about the readathons I do in 2026 because I do need to finish HRCYED. We'll see if I do HRCYED 3.0. I want to do the 52 book club challenge and also, of course, the buzzword from Kayla over at Books and Lala. So here's how I'm going to do my TBR. Before filming, because I did this on my phone, I asked the phone to randomly generate a number between 1 and 10. It gave me 5. What I then did is I took every single book that I had planned that would work for prompts for the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do. I took those books, and a lot of them are books that I own. Some are books that I don't own, but a good chunk of them are books that I already own. I took them, all of the books that I have planned that would work for prompts, and I wrote them on slips of paper, and I put them in this jar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then pick 5 slips of paper from this jar, and that will be my TBR for however long in January that it takes. Okay. If I need to do another number generator and pick more books, then I'll keep doing that. Okay. So I might have more than one TBR in a month. I'll still do my end of the month wrap up, but picking books to read might be more frequent, or it could take longer depending on if I have a lot of chunky books on that TBR. I hope that makes sense. Some books are books in a series. So if I pick a book, for example, I've got Crescent City, and I have the rest of the Throne of Glass on there. If I pick a Sarah J. Maas book, I'm going to just read the next Sarah J. Maas book that I need to read because I'm trying to finish up Throne of Glass and then read Crescent City. So that being said, I already know that I'm going to be reading Tower of Dawn in January. So Tower of Dawn is book 7 in the Throne of Glass series. Throne of Glass, we follow Selena Sardothian. She, at the start of the series, which I do recommend reading Throne of Glass first, reading Assassin's Blade, which is a book with novellas in it. I recommend reading that fourth. Okay. So we follow Selena Sardothian. She is a slave in the salt mines of Andover. I don't know how to pronounce the names. I don't listen to audiobooks, so I apologize. She's a slave. She has survived a year, which is shocking because most slaves don't last that long. And one day, the crown prince, Dorian, arrives along with the captain of the guard, Kale, and they offer her, hey, we want you to compete in this competition that the king is hosting to become the king's assassin. And if you win it, then you can bargain for your freedom. And you can get your freedom after, I can't remember how many years of service they agreed to. And of course, there's fae, there's magic, there's a whole large fantasy thing. This is book 6 now. This is the second to last book in the series. So I for sure am going to be reading that. I've got about 280 pages left in Empire of Storms, and I just need to keep plugging away and making good progress. I've been really enjoying it. Some people do complete a tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. They both of the books are told the same timeline, the same time period. It just follows different characters. I was originally planning on doing the tandem read, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to read these books how they were originally published and how readers, when they first discovered these books, had to read them. And people have said that this book is kind of a slog, and so that's why I was planning on doing the tandem read. Fingers crossed this is not a slog. So for sure I'm going to be reading that. And now, we're also going to see how this goes, because I have my TBR cart here, and I have some books on a bookshelf over here. So fingers crossed that I can get books easily off of my cart, so I can show them and talk to them about them to you. So I'm going to try to not look. So book number 1. I'm really kind of nervous about this. Okay, so book number 1 is Mirrored Heavens. That is the 3rd book in a trilogy. So I will not be reading Mirrored Heavens. Black Sun is on my bookshelf over there, which is the 1st book. So I'd have to get up and grab it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just talk about it. So Black Sun is the 1st book in a trilogy. It's set in a pre-Columbian time civilization, and it will be a reread for me, and I am excited about that, because that Black Sun was a 5-star read. It was so explosive. The first chapter is so explosive, and then holy cow. So we follow a sea captain, and then we also follow a man who was raised by his mother kind of be like a god. And then we follow another character who's kind of like a sun priestess. And all of these stories converge into one cataclysmic moment. I have read Black Sun. I've read the 2nd book, Fevered Star, years ago when they first came out. I have not read Mirrored Heavens yet. I'm a little nervous because Fevered Star was not as good for me as Black Sun. I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't Black Sun was 5-star. As soon as it was finished, I read it over a summer break. As soon as it was finished, I went to Barnes & Noble to pick up Fevered Star. So, okay, cool. I will be reading Black Sun. I'm also kind of hoping I don't have to binge series. This can be really tricky. Carry On. Okay, Carry On is a book I don't own, so I'll have to check this out. So Carry On is from Fangirl by Rowell Rainbow. I don't remember. But it's in Fangirl, the main female character writes fanfic, Harry Potter fanfic, where Harry Potter and a Harry Potter character and Draco Malfoy fall in love, I believe. So yeah, neat. Do need to read that. That is something I'll have to pick up at my library. Good thing I'm on winter break. Easy time to go. That'll be a nice fast read. I need a nice fast read because I've got 2 weekends in January where I'm out of town. This is book number 3. What is this? Serpents and the Wing of Night. Is that book 1? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I kind of was hoping, so Serpents and the Wing of Night is book 1 in the Crowns of Naxia series. I think it's like a series of duologies. I'm not 100% sure. But this is the adopted human daughter of the Nightborn vampire king. Oriah carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy amongst the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Oriah is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy of her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Oriah most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. Okay, so this is clearly romantasy. This will fit the series Staircase Prompt and then also Spooky Creatures Vampire. So, cool. Okay, this is book number 4. The Water Princess. Okay, so The Water Princess is another book I don't have. I will have to interlibrary loan that or check to see if my library has that. I have no idea what this book is about. This fulfills the prompt for Avatar. So you have to read a book where either the element is on the cover or the element is in the title of the book. So I'm doing titles of the book. So The Water Princess. So I need to set these 2 aside, Carry On and The Water Princess aside. So I know I need to go to my library and get those books. One last book. Fingers crossed The Water Princess is not a huge chunky book because I feel like I've got a few. All right, what is this? Ghost Story. Okay, cool. Cool. Unfortunately, Ghost Story is over there. So Ghost Story is the next Dresden File book that I need to read. In Dresden Files, we follow Harry Dresden, who is a wizard for hire. He's a private investigator. And I have no idea where Ghost Story lands in the Dresden Files series. But all I can tell you is that Dresden, he's a wizard. Like I said, he's a wizard for hire that investigates paranormal occurrences. He works with Karen Murphy, who is a police officer in the Special Investigations Unit. And he's got a dog. No, he's got a cat named Mr. and a dog named Mouse. And they are all delightful creatures. So I'm looking forward to reading more of Ghost Story. I am hoping to read it this month, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. So if I don't get to it this month, that's perfect. That's on my January TBR. Phew. So sorry this was not a very exciting TBR pick where I didn't have all the books because they were either in bookcases out of reach and I didn't want to get up and grab them, or I don't have them. But we shall see how this goes. And if I finish these books early in January, then I will pick more and update where I'm at. I don't anticipate finishing these early simply because, like I said, I've got 2 weekends where I'm traveling, and the first month back at school following winter break, I've got 5 IEPs in a month. That is a lot. So it's going to be a really busy month. So we shall see. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Bye.